To Rounding the Bases podcast. I'm Coach Coons along with Coach Porter on this Thursday evening in July 25th. Coach, your season's over. You had a great American Legion season. Almost won the districts
Yeah,
by slim margins,
yeah,
but it was a good year. And why don't you kick us off here? What's on your mind tonight?
yeah. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Thursday. It was a good year. Coach Coons brought up American Legion baseball. I know that in some states American Legion baseball is popular. Some it's not. I actually in Ohio and West Virginia there are still several American Legion baseball teams. A lot of kids may not even know what American Legion baseball is because of travel baseball. And this isn't a travel baseball versus American Legion baseball debate. Um, but American Legion baseball is what everybody played back in the day. Um, Probably when I was in high school in the mid to late '90s, American Legion baseball is still very popular. You'd go and play, 40 games, 50 games in a regular season in the summer. You play throughout the week and on the weekends, and then each state has different district tournaments, kind of like region tournaments, regionals, and they have state tournaments. Then there's a regional tournament, um, like a Great Lakes regional or what have you. And then there's a World Series. So it's actually pretty cool. Last week, my team, Marietta Post 64, we were playing in our district, a really tough district, 5 teams. There's guys. It's American Legion baseball is basically 19U. Right now it was 18U. When I played and played Coach Coons, but it's 19U, and we faced several college pitchers this year. But anyway, what the cool thing about American Legion baseball is this, and I understand the talent can vary from place to place because of travel baseball, and there are kids that do travel baseball and American Legion baseball, but in this little district that we played, we were in a losers bracket final, and there were, I think this is the opposing coach, it was his field, 600 people in the stands, radio, newspaper. It was actually an awesome game environment. So anyway, here's some of you guys when you're looking at your summer options and you have American Legion baseball in your area. Give it a look, see what it's like.
Right.
You typically play throughout the week. It's a more consistent schedule than travel ball, meaning you play, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I know some tournaments start on Wednesdays and stuff like that, but you play on Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 or 6 games a week, tournaments, that type of stuff. Our team very competitive. We practiced on our off days and that type of stuff. You typically draw from several different high schools. So
Now, what's the ages of your kids, Coach? What did they range from? You say 19U, but you had young kids too.
I had the youngest player that I had this year was a rising junior. So 15, 16.
Yep.
And then I had a couple 19-year-olds. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay.
And then we had a junior legion as well. That junior legion 17U.
Yep.
So a lot of freshmen in high school, some eighth graders. We had 53 kids try out in May. So, um, it's American Legion has struggled since the travel ball scene has blown up once again. Not a debate, just getting it. I've also coached travel ball as well. Had a blast doing it, both. So
Right.
anyway, pretty neat. I think the American Legion World Series is usually on ESPN.
I think it is.
Um, so pretty neat. But that kind of brings up a point here. You know, it's getting late. Last week of July. Um, there's still time. There's still lots of people looking. If you get on X, you'll see coaches on there still looking for multiple players
There's still people in the players in the transfer portals, and
that won't get signed.
that will not get signed, and coaches are looking for players.
Yeah.
Which brings me up to a point. I know you're going to talk about scholarships here in a little bit, but a college recruiting timeline. Now we have this on our website, headaccountrecruiting.com. But a lot of people talk to players. When is the time? Am I too young? Oh, I'm too young. I shouldn't be doing. You know, this timeline, the way it is getting so competitive with the transfer portal, with college kids, with summer opportunities. Excuse me. It's down into the eighth grade, like eighth and ninth,
Yeah.
eighth grade freshman year. Used to start right then researching colleges, the different levels. Learn the NCAA rules because you need to make sure you're taking the right courses. Make sure you're academically able to be recruited and things like that.
Yeah.
And start to understand the measurables for your sport. Your sprint time, your throw speed, things like that. Now, granted, eighth and ninth grade, it's a starting point, but understand how it works. And then when you get to that freshman sophomore year, the end of your freshman, you want to start building your resume, which is what we do for you. We'll help you do that. Get your highlight videos ready and start contacting college coaches. You can do that sophomore year.
Yeah.
And then as you're headed for your junior year, focus more on contacting those coaches, write letters, make calls, all the things that we help you with. Because guess what? Your senior year, you should have received an offer or received opportunities by then. And if you haven't, you have to continue to pound, the pavement to get it going. And that's where we also come into play too. So, it has a lot to do with that. And, speaking of scholarships leads me to what you brought up earlier here before we got on the air. So go ahead.
Yeah. The recent news, NCAA Division One is currently 11.7 full rides to spread out throughout the roster. NCAA Division Two is 9. And now NCAA Division One, is it going to go, coach, to 33 or 34?
I thought I saw
34.
I thought I saw 34. Yep.
34. 11.7. 11.7 full grant aids to 34 full grant aids in Division One baseball. And yeah, that's really amazing because for years, first of all, 11.7 scholarships for a college baseball team, or even 9 in Division Two, is absurd. Given that basketball has more
Right.
and a fraction of the roster, and I get the revenue sports and all that stuff, but um, you know, the whole idea of there are no full rides in baseball unless you're a really elite player. I think I gave out one full tuition scholarship
Right.
in 20 years.
There's a
And
lot.
he made it to triple A.
Right.
He
There's
made it to triple A.
a lot of quarter scholarships, half
Yeah.
scholarships,
Yep.
3/4. Then they hope you make up the rest with academic money or now maybe possibly NIL money. Uh, but having that many full scholarships now that's what they're allowing, but that does not mean the school
Correct.
has to do that. Uh,
Correct.
there are various schools who don't give that many scholarships. They'll be more the other way. It's just their philosophy, their league philosophy, whatever it is.
The league may have a mandate on how much you can have.
Correct.
And
Correct.
maybe it's 20. It just depends.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. A
But
lot of it has
there is going
what
to be an increase.
yeah. And I'm sure the different rules and parameters and that type of stuff will happen.
Right.
But, you know, what a great day for college baseball. You know,
Yes, and what
I
this
mean,
does, it opens up tons of opportunity. Now, just understand this though, transfer portal's not changing.
yeah,
So what this is doing is if there's 5,000 kids in the transfer portal and you're out of your 11.7 scholarships, now you can go grab a few more of those portal kids. So you guys that are at the high school level or the JUCO level, what you're trying to move up,
yeah,
you may need somebody more like us more than ever now to push you into that group so they see your name along with these portal kids.
yeah. And here's where this stuff's going to get tricky: roster size. There will probably be some sort of roster size um, parameters to go with it, because what enrollment driven schools will do is, have unlimited rosters and bring in 70 kids,
Right.
which isn't the case now. There's a roster number right now that's actually, isn't it 34?
Well, COVID rules going away.
Okay.
They used to be able to. I forgot what the number was. It was astronomical. And kids could play for 6 years the way it was looking. I mean, there's probably kids there that were 7 years. Uh, but that's all seems to be calming down. The roster size is going to come down some. Uh, so while scholarships go up, roster size comes down. It's going to all even out, but you have an opportunity.
Yeah, there's going to probably be some Title IX implications and
Right.
roster sizes and enrollment and demographic data that's going to probably go into it if they don't have that already. But Division II and Division III, it's, you know, you look, there's 60, 70. I one of my closest friends in college baseball has a roster of 80, you
Yep.
know. So I think that's all stuff that has to go into the recruiting process. And I really believe that, we can help kids a lot digging into that type of stuff.
Exactly. And the way coaches operate with this thing is they have steps they go with too. Okay. They're looking at young kids, even though they might not be able to talk to them. They'll go to see a kid at a game and they might catch another guy. Their first part of recruiting, as well as what you and I did, is we all got an initial list of what we received or what we saw. We put it together. Can you contact them? Can you not? Okay, if you
Yeah.
can't, it goes on this side. Second step is coaches take that list and we'll begin to set up evaluation process. Because you're going to evaluate people against each other for that position before you start calling, before you start making contact. So how do you fare with the same kid in your position? Once that list gets narrowed down, you could have 1,000 kids. You narrow it down to 100 kids. Now you'll start corresponding with them. Send letters to the athletes that appear to be a good fit for the program, athletically, academically, socially, everything.
Culturally, yeah.
Yep. And then what they'll do, they'll continue to evaluate you in conjunction with those other kids at that spot. And once they have it narrowed down to that 3 or 4 kids at that spot, now they're going to have you out of a campus for an official visit. So there's like 5 steps there before they're even going to talk about money or bringing you in and so on. So this scholarship routine or this increase gives them an opportunity now to look longer, maybe have 8 to 10 kids in a position that they can really start to narrow down instead of the 3 to 4 kids, and take a couple different ones at a position. So
Yeah.
it really is a game changer, but you still got to be that guy. You still got to be that difference maker. You still got to be that competitor in order to
It,
play. And
it, yeah.
you still got to be noticed, and that's what we help you do.
Getting noticed is huge. And that kind of, kind of bridging the gap to this, what should you be doing now? A lot of travel ball teams are stopping. What should you be doing now if you still are looking right now for the fall of 2024?
Right.
You're getting into a time where you've got 3 or 4 weeks to go for most schools starting, and there is time. Believe me,
Oh yeah.
there's
Yep.
time. There's scholarship money out there. People are looking. People are always looking for a late edition. What should I start doing now if my season's over and I'm not a fall athlete? Hey, look, if you're a fall sport athlete, focus on that sport. Get into
Right.
football, get away from baseball for a little bit. You still need to keep your recruiting going though,
Yep.
even though you're starting football or cross country or soccer or whatever that sport may be. If not, hey, it's okay to take a week off, right?
That's right. That's right.
Start back up with player development, your strength and conditioning. Look for a good fall league to play in. If you're
Right.
not playing a fall sport, I would highly recommend a good fall league to play in.
Yep.
Um, and also start coming up with a list of different showcases to attend in the fall as well. So, you know, I love as a coach, I loved fall showcases. You weren't in, the regular season. You could break off and you could get places on Saturdays or Sundays, send an assistant, and there's actually some really good showcases in the fall. A lot of
Right.
times, scouts, MLB scouts will run showcases in the fall. Um, you know, just because things are kind of not winding down, but they may not be on the road as much in the fall. Colleges have fall showcases. Set up visits, get ahead in the game, and this is a really good time to do that.
Yeah. In fact, I just from our podcast and on X, I had a young man reach out to me and did an evaluation and actually made 2 phone calls for him, and now he's probably going to get offered somewhere to play. And that led to a coach calling me. 4 girl softball players in his league, they've all contacted and want some help. So, I mean, the word is getting out there. It's people look at it and say, "Oh, it's so cheap. What do you do?" Like what can you actually do? But when you have 100% accuracy in placement in the contacts that we have, you find out what we do.
Yeah,
You don't have to invest the $2,000 and $3,000 and get the same results with us, and with the experience and the contacts that we have in those sports, it's been tremendous. Our ratio so far, we're 100%, 100%. Not one person that we've worked with hasn't been able to get placed. So
yeah, good
that,
stuff. Give us
that's
a
what we're
shot.
about.
Give us a shot. Give us a call, and we'll do everything we can to help you.
But we'll be on again next week, and we'll have a different topic. You want to reach out to us, go on our head and account recruiting.com. Our email is right on there. Or DM us on X, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to go, and send us a question or send us something. There is no commitment to do that. We will evaluate you, let you know where we think you
Anytime.
are right now. Doesn't cost a dime. And if you want to work with us after that, that's good. If you don't, we understand that too. But we're here to help. Uh, we want you to play at the next level. We want to see you on TV. We want you to go to a regional game, whether it's Division One, Two, Three, JUCO, whatever it is. Maybe go to a World Series. We'd love to see it. So that's our goal. Coach, anything else?
Ah, reach out. Let us help you. Keep working hard, and enjoy the rest of your summer. But we're here to help.
We'll see you next week. We'll let you know on Twitter when we'll be here. Thanks for watching.